In a rapidly changing world, people wonder more and more about where their food comes from and how it was grown. The farmers who grow America's corn understand how important this is and want to share the stories from our farms of how we are working to grow an incredible crop that can be an answer to sustainability questions and is grown by men and women who value the air, water, soil, and our natural resources just like you. To find out more about how corn farmers are working to feed and fuel a vibrant economy and healthy planet, visit ncga.com. NCGA, a commitment to the future.
Hello, 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 and thank you guys so much for joining me on my radio podcast. This is the Deborah Delk Radio Podcast, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, Atlanta, GA, on a hot day. Yes, that's why they call it Hot Atlanta, and it's just cranking up. We should have thunderstorms, though, for the rest of the week and maybe into next week with spurts of sunshine and some cloud covering, but it's all good. Everybody is out in the neighborhood. Everybody is having a good time, and we are just having a great time. Now, I just see the police getting ready to park their car. I hate to interrupt this because when I see it. It's right in front of my door. The neighbors across the street have a moving truck that's sitting halfway on the street and halfway on the grass. And so the DeKalb County Police now has got their lights flashing because the people that are trying to pass, they're having a difficult time in trying to pass the moving truck in order to get past the street. So basically, the bottom line is this. Okay, they're going to be angry at the police for doing this, but at the same time, if you're moving, you can't park your truck in the street. Pull the shit up on the grass and move it from the house to the grass. You cannot park it in the middle of the street and block traffic, okay? And expect for people to go around. And if this was late at night, it probably would not be an issue. But this is during a time where it's getting ready to start work, what we call work season. Not work season, but rush hour. Sorry, rush hour. And so there are more people going back and forth on a two-way street. So anyway, I guess he came out to talk to the police and tell the police, I'm going to move it. And so the police went on. Okay. So anyway, again, thank you for joining me. Like I say, you just never know. Things happen every day. And it's how you handle a situation that, how you interact with the police. Okay, this is an older man who has this truck. And so he went out and talked to police like he had some common sense. Now, I'm pretty sure if it had been a young person, maybe of the X generation, they would have been out telling me, why you stopping me? I'm not going to be here for a few minutes. I ran out of gas. I can't go nowhere. But anyway, so the older guy came out, talked to the police, and the police talked to him, and the police went on about their business. See, this is how it just should go. Police should be there to help people to solve problems and not to cause fraction. And for the majority of the time, depending on how you approach the police. Now, it doesn't always work that way, but the majority of the time it does, okay? Majority of the time it does if you are able to communicate, learn how to communicate. So anyway, thank you for listening from all around the world, from as far away as New Zealand in the house. Thank you. Finland in the house. Switzerland in the house. Nigeria in the house. Somalia in the house. Who knew that in Somalia they would be listening to the Deborah the Judge radio podcast? I am telling you, this station is blowing up, and I have no one to thank but the Most High to get the word out. To get the word out about what people are thinking. And the reason I do this is because you're not alone in your thought process. The news media wants you to be completely thinking in one way. They want you to think Democratic. They want you to think Republican. They want you to think left wing, or they want you to think right wing. So if you're not in complete agreement with everything that the left say or complete agreement that the right say, then people in these specific groups will come after you. I mean, it just is what it is. So in other words, I could agree with a lot of the policies that Trump implemented when he was president, like low taxes. I love low taxes, okay? That's more money in my pocket. I'm just saying, okay? You know. And the second thing is, you know, helping a lot of historical black colleges. He's given more money than any black college, any president has ever done, even Obama. Okay? But anyway, I'm not here to talk about Donald J. Trump, okay? I'm not here to get people upset that are listening to the station who just can't stand Donald. They about having a heart attack right now. I am just laughing, and I keep it right on pushing, because at the end of the day, Donald.
What do you know about Dr. Dunch?
Based on the unbelievable true story.
I can't make sense of this.
Dr. Death.
Dunch has 2 deaths that we know of.
Starring Joshua Jackson with Christian Slater and Alec Baldwin.
I am going to fix you.
All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
What do you know about Dr. Dunch?
Based on the unbelievable true story.
I can't make sense of this.
Dr. Death.
Dunch has 2 deaths that we know of.
Starring Joshua Jackson with Christian Slater and Alec Baldwin.
I am going to fix you.
All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock. Streaming only on Peacock.
What do you know about Dr. Dunch?
He was charming, intelligent.
My patients mean everything to me.
Based on the unbelievable true story.
I can't make sense of it.
Dunch has 2 deaths that we know of. The state of Texas has executed people for less.
It's like he knew what he was supposed to do.
And he did the exact opposite.
Dr. Death. Starring Joshua Jackson with Christian Slater and Alec Baldwin.
I am going to fix you.
All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
Donald Trump ain't going nowhere, and he is still, listen, he's still pulling strings, because he is the unofficial 46th president of the United States. Unofficial, that is. Unofficial. And poor Biden, okay. So here we got Biden. He has given Vice President Kamala Harris, and that's the black person, well, that's the black / Indian / Caucasian / I don't know what else she got in her, okay? And I'm not talking about her because she's mixed, but I'm just talking about her that, hey, she wants to use the black side when it's important. She uses her Indian side when it's important. And she uses her Caucasian side when it's important. And I ain't mad, because it's hers to use. The concern is, though, as a taxpayer, my money is paying her to do a job, and I don't see her doing anything. I don't see her doing a damn thing. Now, Biden has assigned Kamala Harris, the vice president, /black / Indian / woman / Caucasian, to do liberal, to do a job at the border. Immigration. Okay? She's supposed to be down there trying to see what's going on. They already know what's going on, okay? The powers that be, they already know what's going on. Biden, he may have forgot what's going on. I don't know. I ain't sure, because he don't remember shit. I know if I don't remember stuff, and I'm, a few years away from 70, I am pretty sure that he's much older than me. I'm pretty sure he forgetting shit too. He can't keep remembering all of this stuff. It's just too much. He's the president. How much do you expect this 77-year-old man, or 74, whatever he is, how much do you expect for him to remember? Okay? He can't even remember his wife, so how are you going to remember who he assigned to do what? He don't know. But anyway, so he assigned Kamala Harris to check the border out to see that people were not in cages, to make sure that the people are coming over here in a legal status. And if they're not coming over in illegal status, trying to make sure that the people that took this trip are not just going to die on the border. You know, you guys seen this group of kids. I mean, like, one was like not even 2 years old, months old. And the farmers, farmer couple found these kids on their property. And the oldest child was 7. Like 7 years old, 5 years old, and think like a 12-month-old, a 7-month-old. But there was the baby. And somebody left them that they was on the property. I'm pretty sure the 7-year-old, I don't know if they had a stroller, or I don't even know if the 7-year-old was holding the baby all the way. I've always said that somebody else took these kids and set them there and was looking at a fire and was hoping that soon, before the heat bash them down and they get heat stroke, that somebody would come past and find these kids. I just can't imagine in my own mother mind that somebody would drop the kids off not knowing if anybody was going to get these kids and leave them. I just have a hard time trying to process certain things. I'm just saying, I have a hard time trying to process certain things. Okay? So, here we go. Not doing anything at the border. And the second thing is she is supposed to be making sure that the voting, what we call voter suppression, okay? She's supposed to be making sure there's no voter suppression, okay? She's not doing anything. You know why? Because there's no voter suppression. If there was voter suppression, she would be trying to do something, but there is no voter suppression. So she is definitely just sitting and waiting and twiddling her fingers, eating Pop-Tarts in the basement. Okay, or either playing a song or something, and her favorite song with Kool and the Gang or whatever, okay? But she ain't doing anything, and it's okay because Biden put her in that position not to do anything. Gave her those assignments not to do anything. Not to do anything at the border. We want to continue to bring everybody over, and it doesn't matter, just bring them in. Unfortunately, the cartel is bringing their stuff in too. It ain't just the immigrants coming in, it's the cartel that's coming in. Okay? But they're not monitoring either one. They're not. Have you ever heard lately of a cartel bus coming from Mexico? A bus. Has the FBI or the Homeland Security, anybody, had a real drug bus coming from Mexico over the border? I'll wait. Because as much drugs is coming over the border, they should be able to have a bust every month. Every month there should be a bust. Or are they getting these drugs or these cocaine or heroin or whatever, all the stuff that they're getting, and they're keeping it for themselves? Are they keeping the cocaine for themselves? I'm just wondering. I would. I would keep that shit, and I would sell it to all the liberals and hope they pass out. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I wouldn't send it to anybody. I do come from a place called Chicago where drugs have run rapidly, and it is a issue, is a problem. It has been a problem in my bloodline, in my family, of drugs and people using drugs and etc. But anyway, I just want to say I'm just joking. But anyway, no, I'm not. But anyway, let's just keep talking. So no, she's not doing anything, and he knows it. But he's hashtag not my potato president. And at the end of the day, they're gonna float on this until the next election. That's all. That's all I need to report about that. But I do want to talk about the issue, what's going on with the NBA. For those who are sports fans and those who are politically conscious, or what they call black conscious. Okay, I haven't heard in the Black Lives Matter people talk about this, because they only talk about things if it's the police involved, because police killings generate finances. See, when there's a police killing, there's money to be made. But if a black person kill another black person, like in the gangs of Chicago over this past weekend, they had over 50 shootings and people dying. 50 shootings, and a lot of people died. They're not going to address that because there's no money in it. There's no money in it. Ain't nobody donating to because the drug dealer got shot, or because Cuckoo and Kiki and them got shot. Nobody is donating to that. Okay. Period. They're just not doing it. So they can kill many black folks if they want to. It ain't no issue. But the reason that I want to talk about the NBA is because the NBA, these players are so hypocritical. LeBron James and what's the other guy? Kevin Durant. Yeah, I said Kevin Durant. And what's the one that be playing? I like this guy too. I think he's out in, is it Phoenix, Arizona? Out in Arizona. But anyway, the light-skinned guy. I can't think his name. Maybe I'll think about it before the end of this podcast. But he's a little thin, kind of light-skinned guy. He's got a wife, and he's had some kind of TV program or something where they was doing some stuff. But anyway, where are all these players standing up? Okay, the situation is this. The Boston Celtics, okay, has a new position that was opened up for a head coach, okay? Was opened up for a head coach, and this is not recent, but this is not too long ago. Okay, so this position opened up for a head coach. Now, the person that they put in that position was a white guy. Okay, they put a white man in this position. Okay, by the name of Nash, and I believe it was Stan Nash, but anyway, or Stu Nash, but anyway, so this white guy got the position being the head coach, and he didn't have but very, very minimal little experience. Very minimal experience. Got the job as a head coach. But they passed over the black guy. You know, we always getting passed over, okay? Passed over Phil Harvey, who has at least 8 years experience as
Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock. Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock. Streaming only on Peacock.
What do you know about Dr. Dunch?
He was charming, intelligent.
My patients mean everything to me.
Based on the unbelievable true story.
I can't make sense of it.
Dunch has 2 deaths that we know of. The state of Texas has executed people for less.
It's like he knew what he was supposed to do.
And he did the exact opposite.
Dr. Death, starring Joshua Jackson with Christian Slater and Alec Baldwin.
I am going to fix you.
All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
a coach. Okay? In the organization. But they passed his ass over. Okay? So here we have the commentator of ESPN was talking about this, of ESPN, the host, his name is Stephen A. Smith. He was just so upset about it that he got up and walked off. He got up and walked off the set of the TV show. He just was pissed about it. He just got off and damn left. Because his thought process, and he was talking about, he says, where is LeBron? Why are we not speaking up for black people, African Americans / Negroes who are in these positions to get promoted to higher positions? Another to get promoted to work in the office, the head office, where a lot of decisions are made. See, a lot of decisions are not made out on the working floor. The decisions are made up in that office, in the head office, where you got the people that deal with the boards and people that deal with the company bonds and stocks and stuff like that. That's where the deals are really made. Okay. You think that the head coach is the one that really, he's doing a little bit down, with the players and whatever, but it's up to him whether the players should win or lose. In some cases, a lot of people don't like to believe this, but in some cases, there's certain times, at certain points, that certain things are fixed. Because there's a lot of money that rides on a lot of this stuff. It's like carrying all of these games out to 7 games. And you guys have seen it where we've had excellent teams that should have won 4 straight games in a row. But they don't let them win like that. No, they let them lose because they got to drain it out. They got to draw it out because there's so much money. TV, advertisements, sports gear, paraphernalia, all this stuff is at stake. Tickets, commercials. So they got to let these games ride itself out. Ride it out. You got to let the money ride it out. But anyway, so he was just saying, he said, why are you not supporting this brother? Why is it that Kevin Durant approved it? Did he know that there was another person, black person like him, with same color skin, a black person like him qualified to get the job? Did he know, did they even ask the guy, did he want the job? See, these are the questions that I want to know. And not that I really care, but I'm just saying for the sake of conversation. Okay, I'm just saying. Because at the end of the day, don't know ball player, don't know musician, don't know actor, no actress. None of these people don't send me no checks, okay? They don't give me no checks. I don't get paid by them. They don't pay me a dime, okay? The people support me. I get paid by the people that want to send me a few little dollars or want to listen to my podcast. That's how I get my little change, okay? My little chump change. I don't get on the stripper pole. No, I'm too old for the stripper pole. But hey, if I had to, don't think I will put me a stripper outfit on and some high heels. I might break my neck if I had to eat. I ain't finna be homeless. You see these home bag ladies holding their little bags. Oh, hell no, I ain't finna be no bag lady. I'll be on the pole before then. I'm just saying, don't hate me. I'm just saying, there's a different way to do this shit. I would do it and ask Yahweh to forgive me later. That's what this one white guy told me one time I used to work with. They used to hate this white guy. They hated this guy with a passion. I didn't hate him. I learned from his ass. Because if a white people hate a white person, I got to find out who that white... I want to know that white person. I just want to know. Why are your own people hating you? What is going on that they hating you? I don't hate him, first of all, because he hired me. He could have hired other people, but he hired me. Okay? There was a lot of things that this white man did for me, probably that they don't even know. I used to talk to him all the time. He had, personalized issues. And that's when I realized, hey, everybody got issues. But black folks got issues. White folks got issues. White people treat other white people worse sometimes than they treat black people. They was treating him worse than they was treating another person that had his same position who was black. They was dogging this guy out. I was like, what the fuck are they dogging this guy out for? So I got to get on the side. I got to know this guy. He was a hard-working man. There early, leave late. Had 2 boys, a wife. Lived in the, semi-suburbs. Sending his kids to college, trying to send them to college. But one day I caught him in the office. He was sitting in the office. I was at the radio console. Because at that time, I was working for Georgia Emergency Management Agency. And I was working the evening shift, 3 to 11. And I was going to school during the day. Going to nursing school during the day. So that was perfect for me to be able to go to school during the day, to leave there, come to work, full-time with Georgia Emergency Management. And then when I wasn't working with Georgia Emergency Management, I would take private cases to sit with HIV patients. I was one of the first people that really started taking care of HIV patients. Because nobody wanted to be bothered with HIV patients when we were in the hospital, when I was in school. And I told this story before about when our semester first started, our bedside on-site care began in my schooling. These motherfuckers gave me all the HIV patients. The HIV patients was along one side of the hallway. They have different hallways that patients own. These motherfuckers gave me all the HIV patients. These white folks. That's what I tell you about how people can prejudice against you but you can't really prove that they prejudice against you. You know what I'm saying? You know that you're being fucked, but it's really, how much can you say about it? Who can you tell it to? I can't tell my counterpartners because they don't want the damn patients. They don't want HIV patients, so they're not going to stick up for me. Why? So they can get an HIV patient? No. They didn't understand at the time. Nobody really did how HIV could really transfer. What was it all about? We don't know about that disease like we do now. Back then, we just didn't know about it. But them motherfuckers stuck me with the HIV damn patients. I was like, ain't this a bitch? So every day I was coming to work mad as hell until one day I had to pray. I said, Lord, let me pray before I kill somebody. You know when people have those like postal moments and they kill people in the post office and stuff, or they kill people at work. I had a postal moment. If them people knew if I only had a gun, or if I had a knife or a sword, anything. But I'm just too scared to go to jail. That's my problem. I never wanted to go to jail because I know about jail and prison. I have family members that been in jail and prison for years, and that shit ain't no fun. So I had to think about that shit. Is it worth it? So, but what I did is I began to do the research on HIV. I began to do all the research on it, so I knew exactly how I needed to protect myself. And that was one of the main things, is that when you're dealing with body fluids of people that have HIV, you can get HIV through body fluids and blood fluids. So I learned how to use my protective equipment to make sure that I was protected. I always made sure I wore my gloves, made sure I wore my little face covering. So I'm used to wearing masks, okay? But anyway, that was just a side note. Okay, so my gloves and my gowns and things like that. And as I go into the room, making sure that I do everything that is sterilized properly and taking care of my patients and getting rid of the waste the way it should be in the proper containers, etc. Okay, so I was an expert per se at taking care of HIV patients. I was an expert at doing that. Now, and as I began to speak to patients, and they were gay patients. It was a black gay man. It was a white gay man. Most of the people that I took care of were gay. In fact, it was all gay, to be honest with you. Okay, they were gay. Black gay and white gay. I was like, damn. But when I came in and I began to talk to, because I love to talk, right? So even back then I was talking. So I would go into the rooms and something just told me, sit down for a minute. Because I'd be trying to rush in and rush out. Get out, get in and get out. Because I didn't want to get no airborne disease. It wasn't airborne. But like I said, it was a time where we didn't know what was really happening with HIV and AIDS. And the difference between HIV and what the difference between AIDS. So I would begin to sit down, and I began at the bedside, and I started talking to my patients.
Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock. Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
What do you know about Dr. Dunch?
Based on the unbelievable true story.
I can't make sense of this.
Dr. Death.
Dunch has 2 deaths that we know of.
Starring Joshua Jackson with Christian Slater and Alec Baldwin.
I am going to fix you.
All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
And they would tell me stories, and I would tell them stories. And of course, I would want to know. I'm not a nosy person, people, but I want to know about certain things, because when you know and you are informed, then you can make better judgments. And it's a difference between wanting to be informed and being nosy. See, a nosy bitch just be in people's shit for no fucking reason so they can go back and talk about it. And even though I'm talking about this, I'm still not nosy. It was for me to get a better understanding of how to take care of these people and understand who they were. That they had lives, they had families. And some of these families had disappeared from them when they found out they had AIDS. They treated them like they had leprosy. They treated them like they was they treated them like they was the black sheep of the family. They treated them wrong. And basically they began to have fewer visits. Until the end, the only person would probably visit them is their mama. And maybe a sibling here and there. But they would come in and come out real quick. And I would sit with them. And before I knew it, I found myself sitting and talking. I found myself holding their hand. Letting them know that they were going to be okay. And I didn't know they were going to be okay. I felt that eventually they was going to die, but that wasn't for me to tell them. I ain't going to be the bearer of bad news. That wasn't my job. But I was there letting them know that everything was going to be okay. And what I meant by being okay is that if you believe in a higher power, then that's the power you need to tap into to pull you through. Yeah, so I would hold their hands and we would sit and we would talk. And sometimes they would cry. And I wouldn't cry in the room with them. I would sometimes be able to hold it until I got outside the room. Then I would just be in tears. It would just make me so sad because I knew that the condition that they were in, that they were almost ready to die. They had given up. Lonely, nobody there. And so I'd come in and I'd have music. I had my music and shit. Honey, I had that music turned up and shit. And I would be playing music for them. And they was looking at TV. But there's one thing about this one person in his room is that he never wanted the TV on. And I asked him. He said, because I hear voices. And sometimes the sounds of the different programs, the music could be very eerie. And that could make him frightened. Who knew? But I understood. Now I understood. So when I came in the room, I found special music that was very soothing to the ear. The melody was soothing. Not a lot of rat, tat, tat, tat. Blah, 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 blah. Not any of that. Just very soothing violin strings, piano playing in the breeze. And that's the music that I was playing. And one of the patients that I had was very, very sick. And I left him on Friday. And I said, I'll see you on Monday. He said, I won't make it till Monday. And everybody said that he would not make it till Monday. I said, I'll be back on Monday. And his health began to just totally take a spiral down. And so Monday I took report and I came into his room. And I went by his bedside and I grabbed his hand. He opened his eyes. And he said, you made it. I said, yeah. I said, I told you to be back Monday. I said, I'll be right back. So I went out to the nurse's station. I came back in. And when I came back in, he had passed. He died. Somehow I always thought that maybe he was waiting on me. I'm not a narcissist or anything like that, but sometimes I think that things happen for a reason. And he wasn't sad. When when I left the room, he wasn't sad. But I'm just saying, these are just some of my experiences that I have encountered as a nurse. But, working with those AIDS patients grew me into learning about, not just about HIV, but about the lifestyle in itself. Because during that time, people were saying, you live in that lifestyle, that's why you got it. And a lot of people, it's so mean, good, I'm glad you got it. And all that kind of shit, I never was ever that kind of person. I may not have agreed with the lifestyle, but I never, ever would want someone to suffer or to be hurt because they are in that lifestyle. They got caught up or in that lifestyle. Just like today, I heard something the other day. I was like, Lord have mercy. This is a trip. And I'm going to share this with you really quick. I keep saying really quick because it's always something that comes up. But so this is a situation where a friend of mine has a YouTube podcast. They have a YouTube station, got thousands of people that subscribe to this YouTube station. And this is a conservative station, a Republican station. And so the conversation was around LBGT, where a conservative person or a Republican person had posted an LBGT pride flag on her social media and just said, take care of yourself with that post. So the Republicans or conservatives, a few of them, came after her and basically said, you're acting liberal, this is a liberal thing and blah, blah, blah. Now, she was very upset. See, I know her in a more personal way than probably other people know, and I don't like to put her business in the street. But the idea of the fact that when you have people that are close to you that are gay, sometimes you have a whole different thought process of the lifestyle because you love the person. You love that person. Most of the gay people I've ever met, I mostly loved all of them. I mean, they're the greatest people to be around. Just nice, friendly, joking, bullshit, kind-hearted. Some can be extra, the extra gay. These are people just flamboyant. But these are the people that mostly are dealing with like Hollywood or trying to get into the entertainment industry. Those people are just so flamboyant. I don't kind of like being around them. But anyway, so I said, and she was on, and she was trying to defend the homosexuals. She was trying to defend the homosexuals about the gay pride. And then she went on to talk about the transgenders, how the transgenders are really messing things up for the homosexual community. And how the homosexuals are not like the transgenders and blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't help to think to myself, I'm like, the same thing that people were doing with hate, with the homosexual, with the homophobic in the gay community, you're displaying the same thing to transgenders. You're doing the same thing that other people were doing against the homosexuals. And I just, in my mind, I couldn't just, like certain things I keep telling you guys, sometimes I just can't wrap my head around certain things when people think things are okay. So in other words, in her thought process, it's okay that she got family members that's homosexual, but as long as a person is trying to change their sex to somebody else, that's not acceptable. I'm like, where do you get this thought process? The thought process, depending on what it is you believe, okay? Because first of all, before you go into debate with anybody, you need to find out what they believe in. If a person says, okay, I believe that there is a God, Jesus and all that, you got that group. And then you got people that believe in a higher God. You got people who believe in Yahweh. You got people that believe in Allah. You got people that believe in all these. So you got to find out before you start talking with a person, what is it they believe in? And once you find out what they believe in, then you can take the story piece by piece. So this person was supposed to be a Christian. So my question, the thought process that I automatically have is that if you think homosexuality is okay, but transgenderism is not, what does your religion say about homosexuality? What does your religion say about men having sex with men? Because even if a person is a male and transgender to a female and have sex with a male, that's still male to male relationship. Let me say that again. If a transgender is a male and that male transgenders into a female and gets involved with a male, that still is a biological male having sex with another biological male. So anyway, so I said, what does the word that you believe in, what does it say? In other words, if you believe in the Bible, what does the Bible say about men having sex with men? The Bible says that this is one of the things that Yahweh, the Most High, or God is not acceptable. He doesn't say you hate the person. It's the act of what they're doing. And it's the act of being prideful and proud in what they're doing. So these are the things you have to ask yourself. And once you answer that, what does your Bible say? What does your teaching say? Then once you know that, then you can dissect the question. You can dissect the issue. So if that person tells me, well, the Bible tells me that, that's an abnormal act. God doesn't believe in that. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because of that. Okay. But I'm still going to support my child. I'm still going to go to my child's wedding. I say, well, you can do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do at the end of the day. But I'm only saying what you said you believed in. Well, how I'm going to support. This is the thing. When people talk about gay pride, they're saying that I am proud that I'm gay. When people talk about gay support, that's something totally different. See, gay support means that you support a person that's gay. You support the fact that they should have the right to go to work and not be harassed. You support the fact that they should be in a situation and they should not be harassed as they walk down the street or talked about or not giving certain positions at work or certain responsibilities only because they're gay. That's gay support. But when a person comes out and say, I am proud that I'm gay, what you're doing is you're spitting in the face of your maker of who you said you believe. Because you said you believe in this. And of course, that is not the teachings. So you have divided yourself. So pride and support is something totally different. And I think that people get this confused, and the gay community wants to put this all together as one. It's not as one. If I see a gay person out here in front of my house right now, and that person had a car accident, I would automatically go and help. I see that the person is gay. I'm not going to say, I'm just going to let you die because you're gay. No, I'm going to help that person, do my due diligence, whatever I can do, call the ambulance, help them. If they want me to, call a family member, all of that. And that person come back and say, I really, really want to thank you. Fine. But if that same person came to me, let's say a month later, a year later, says, I'm getting married and I want you to come to my wedding because you were so saving my life, I wouldn't be able to get married. I said, I can't go to your wedding. I said, because I don't believe in the lifestyle. But see, this is what they don't understand because they want to connect the two. The same thing that happens with Black Lives Matter. Black lives do matter. But all Black lives matter, not just the Black lives that police killed. Black lives matter are those matter of those kids and those gang members in Chicago. Black lives matter here in Atlanta of those kids that are street racing and don't have anything else to damn do because there's no program.
Things I thought could never happen. Me in a punk band?
What?
We Are Lady Parts, a new original comedy streaming only on Peacock.
A confused mix of hash anthems and sour girl power. Syra, vocals. Aisha, drummer. Bisma, bassist. Mumtaz, band manager. And me, Amina, lead guitar.
You were really good until you puked all over the front row. Ew.
We Are Lady Parts, all episodes streaming now. Only on Peacock.
If you have loved ones that rely on your income, you need life insurance. But finding the best quote shouldn't take a lifetime. With Policy Genius, you could save 50% or more by comparing quotes from America's top insurers. First, head to policygenius.com. In minutes, Policy Genius will compare prices starting at as little as $1 a day. You might even be eligible to fast-track your coverage with a no-exam policy. Once you apply, the Policy Genius team handles all the paperwork and red tape. If you have any questions, their team of licensed independent experts is on hand to help. In fact, Policy Genius's award-winning service has a 5-star rating across thousands of reviews on Trustpilot and Google. Make today the day you cross life insurance off your list and get protection for your loved ones. You could save 50% or more by comparing quotes. To get covered, head to policygenius.com today.
At FedEx, we're making lower emission vehicles our priority because Earth is our priority. Our goal is to be carbon neutral by 2040. We call it Priority Earth. FedEx, where now meets next.
For them to get involved in. There's no summer programs. The mayor always talking about, in Chicago too, they're always talking about doing something in these democratic cities, but they have nothing for these kids to do. They used to have swimming pools that was open where people could go, kids could go to the swimming pools. They used to have little game rooms where people could go to the game rooms and play little games and stuff like that. They used to have a lot of different stuff. They used to have summer jobs where people could go to work and make a little change so they could buy clothes or something before they went back to school. All of these programs they used to have, they ain't got this now. Why is nobody fighting for our young people to do things like that? Because black lives really don't matter. Okay? So all of that going to bring it all the way back home to the NBA player. So I want to say that no, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, none of these people are going to support this black coach because it's not important. They already have another agenda for the white coach. Boston Celtics, remember it's still Boston. And they always talk about up in the north. People up in the north are less prejudiced than people in the south. Not really. We talk about who's the most qualified. Is the black person the most qualified person? Just because he got 8 years, that doesn't mean that that's the only thing that's qualifying him for the job. Does he have the right temperament? Is he able to talk to the media? So there's other things that people are looking at. And is him being a black coach going to draw more people into watching this game? See, it's a whole lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that the people on the front lines or, Stephen, who is, an ESPN host, may not be looking at all these other things. It's not what you see, Stephen, it's what you don't see. Okay? This coach is not Colin Kaepernick. Okay, Colin Kaepernick is a whole different story, which now we know that Colin Kaepernick has been bought by the media. He's been bought by Nike. And as soon as some of that money run out, he'll be back out again throwing his fists up with his fro. Ain't nobody wearing no damn afro. Okay, Colin, get a job. Ain't nobody wearing a fro right now. Okay, so people are still wearing a fro, okay? But he's only wearing it because it's convenient for his ass, okay? People are still wearing fros, okay? That's into that, okay? But he's just wearing it because it's convenient for him. That's all I'm saying. Whew. So, Stephen, hey, I understand what you're saying, brother. I get you. But no, none of these people are going to come out and speak for this black coach because there's more to it. There's more behind the scenes that you just don't get. You looking at, it's not fair because he got 8 years, he black, and this other guy, white, Nash, he don't have the experience, but they hired him. I get it. And of course, there are going to be some people that's going to talk about it, but they don't want to talk about it too much. They're not going to talk about it until social media talks about it. See, if social media doesn't talk about it, it's not that important. It's not. Oh my God, I'm in 43 minutes, you guys. I got to get out of here. But thank you for sharing this video or audio if you're listening to it. I appreciate you guys. I come on a lot to give you my life experience and my personal perspective and opinion about the daily topics that we have. And so the two topics that I talked about today was Kamala Harris, who's the vice president, who's really not doing anything at this point. She's just a figurehead holding a pole, pole dancing. Anyway, and then we have the NBA host, not the NBA host, but the ESPN host, Stephen Smith, who walked out on ESPN show because he was upset that the black coach didn't get the job for the Boston Celtics. that was more qualified for it. But instead, the white counterpart got it, who has no experience, and no black NBA players stood up or said anything against it. That's all. So you guys be careful. And as I said before, this is Gay Pride Month, and I'm not sure why they're prideful in being gay. I do believe that people do support people that are gay, but gay support and gay pride is something different. When you say that you're proud of being gay, not the fact that you're proud of yourself and your accomplishments, but prideful that you are a gay person. That in itself, depending on the religion that you believe in, especially if you are a Christian person, what you're saying is that is not what the Most High is expecting of you. That's not what he's expecting of you. He wants the best for you and your life, and there's always time to turn things around. This is a revolution, but it's also an evolution. And we are changing genderless. We are changing a lot of stuff as we move forward. And we know that as we get closer and closer to the end times, and who knows when that's going to be. That could be 1,000,000 years from now. Not 1,000,000 years, but it could be some time from now. But as we get closer, we are getting closer. And so you have the opportunity to live your life how you see it. I'm not here to debate or to tell somebody what they should or should not be doing. But I can say what I won't be doing. So you guys be blessed, and we'll talk later. Yahweh, one love. The love of Elohim. The love of doing for others as you would do for yourself. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Things I thought could never happen to me in a punk band?
What?
We Are Lady Parts, a new original comedy streaming only on Peacock.
A confused mix of hash anthems and sour girl power. Syra, vocals. Aisha, drummer. Bisma, bassist. Mumtaz, band manager. And me, Amina, lead guitar.
You were really good until you puked all over the front row. Ew.
We Are Lady Parts. All episodes streaming now. Only on Peacock.
Want to hear something amazing? Oh, and feel free to tell your friends, too. So, Kohl's, they're having a huge sale on summer stuff. And if you live for sunny days like I do, you need to check it out. I got 40% off a new patio set, Food Network grilling essentials for 20% off, and 50% off those yard games my kids won't stop talking about. Best part? I got an extra $10 off and some Kohl's cash. It almost makes being cooped up all winter worth it. Almost. Select styles, 10 off 25, offer valid May 27th through 31st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock. Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock. Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.